Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important video. I need you to watch this. So if you haven't watched my videos already on my channel, then welcome to my channel. The channel's set up for all sorts of things, but I'm not going to get into that. What I'm going to get into is what has happened to me, but also how the government and the establishment are silencing and censoring people and even intimidating people now, including myself. So, well, my story. Basically, a year ago, I was arrested. I was arrested on false allegations that apparently I had harassed my ex-girlfriend. They didn't tell me which ex-girlfriend it was, the name. They had no statement. They had no evidence. Yet they still arrested me. As I was at the police station, I got interviewed for that alleged case. In the interview room, there was no CCTV. There was no recording equipment. There was no statements. There was no evidence. I wasn't asked if I wanted the solicitor, only at the custody desk. But even then, they tried to shorten their speech so it didn't sound like I needed one. They tried to play it like this, oh, you're going to be in and out, we'll take you home after, type thing. It was, I wouldn't, if you ask for a solicitor now, you'll be waiting here hours. And they know, with history, I'm claustrophobic, it's on the system, I don't like being in a cell, right? So anyway, we have this interview. This interview lasts all of 4 to 5 minutes, okay? There's no paperwork, nothing at all. It was done by one officer. All of this is strange. Every time I've been arrested or known someone to be arrested, there has always been 2 officers present. There's always been a recording of the interview itself. And sometimes, occasionally, or most occasions, it would be under CCTV. It will be recorded on camera, just in case something happens in that interview room. Anyway, after that 5 minutes, CID officers then came in. They spent 90 minutes. The officer that was interviewing me turned around and said, by the way, CID want to speak to you. 2 officers then come in. Didn't know their names. They wouldn't tell me their names. They sat directly opposite me. They spoke to me and they literally interrogated me for over 90 minutes about my affiliation with Tommy Robinson, what my political beliefs were, what my religious beliefs were, and what I believe is going to happen to Britain. Stupid questions that are unrelatable to the offence they originally arrested me for, and questions that had nothing to do with them anyway. All to do with my personal life. After 90 minutes of continuously saying, I don't feel comfortable with this, or because I was simply not going to give them any answers. They knew that I've attended demos. They know that I've worked at these demos as security. They know I've worked as crowd control. They know I've promoted these demonstrations. They know I have links. They know I can talk to certain people from certain channels and so on and so forth. So they're trying to get information and they're trying to use me as a pawn in one of their little games of what I call Take Down Tommy. So anyway, I've got no interest in that whatsoever, right? This is me, my life that they're interrogating now. So after that, I go home. They take me home as promised. It was only at the point when I was being interrogated by these CID officers where I said, I've had enough now, I want a solicitor. They actually got up from their seats, turned around and walked off. Once they had walked off, I was told I was going to get bail and that the bail was to be until further notice. I had no clue who this ex-girlfriend was, but I had bail conditions to not enter a certain location, which gave me an indication of who this ex-girlfriend was. So I thought, but that's strange because it wouldn't be like her to do so. But I couldn't contact her because it said on the bail conditions I wasn't allowed to contact her even through a third party to find out if she had or had not reported me. They spent 9 to 10 months with me not being able to contact her, so I couldn't find out whether or not she had reported me or not. Turns out, once there was no further action after I did contact her, which was a risky move because had she did, and this was true, all she had to do was ring again, then I would have got myself remanded. But once I contacted her and asked her, did you do this? It proved to me that she didn't. And in fact, we're back together now. So their 9 months of giving me those bail conditions stopped me from being with my family, being with my children, being with my partner, sorting things out after a small little argument we had. But anyway, that's my personal life, that's my personal business. But they prevented that by lying, using this harassment thing. And she didn't, never, but at the same time, what they tried to do to make this look legitimate, they went and spoke to my ex-partner and tried getting her to put an injunction on me. But she was like, what for? So she said no. And she continuously said no, and she was grieving her father's death. So this was at a time where she was in distress already, and they continuously bombarded her and continued to harass her to get an injunction against me. So that way I couldn't even ask her or find out through any means or source, even through family or friends or a third party, whether or not she had reported me or whatever. They wanted to get this injunction done so it looked like there was a case there. They wanted to make it solid. So on their database, they had an offence done, but they wasn't successful. And this is why I spoke to a solicitor's firm, a lawyer. Since then, when I returned home from that arrest, my YouTube channel, which had thousands of subscribers and that I had made quite a lot of money on, by the way, which Google took away, wiped away, don't know where it's gone, it's just gone in midair somewhere, got taken down. No strikes, nothing. And all I simply did was upload the videos of the Southport riots, but from both sides, right? I try to be unbiased sometimes on my channel in regards to these issues. And I wanted to show what was happening on both sides, as the mainstream media wasn't. So they used that as an excuse to take my channel down. None of it violated any of their guidelines, I checked. None of it violated of any of their policies or anything like that. They just simply gave me 3 strikes for the same one video, which goes against their own policies. They can only give you 1 strike per video. So that channel, which I had for a good 10 years, had gone, vanished. All my content gone. All the live streams I've done with people, some that were well-known, scholars, theologians, philosophers all across the world, all gone, completely gone. Discussions that I hold dear to my heart that I will never ever be able to watch again. Well, they're gone. So they were successful with that, and the next target they had then was to send the Prevent strategy team to my house. They sent Prevent not so long after, I'd say about a month after. The Prevent strategy, this new strategy incorporated by the government, to come and have words with me. They then labelled me as a far-right extremist and told me that I had to attend these meetings. They said it was a voluntary process, but it's turned out now that it wasn't. I went to attend one of these Prevent strategy meetings to see what it was like for my subscribers, so I could let people know what the lengths they go to try and censor, silence or brainwash you. And to be honest, it was all of nothing. They put me in front of this guy who claimed to be ex-far right and that they wanted to try and talk to me on some of the issues. But when I went there and turned up, they hired a whole council building to themselves. The police officer involved wasn't allowed in the room, and I was placed with a stranger and a laptop who was just asking me about my childhood and what football team I supported. That was it. It had nothing to do with Tommy, nothing to do with my political beliefs, nothing to do with my religious beliefs. I thought this was a load of garbage and a waste of money for the taxpayer. So I went back. Even though I recorded the whole interview, which I know you're not supposed to, I wanted to do so just in case they did interrogate me on certain people. So I had proof that I didn't say anything and that, I'm not a, what you call nowadays, a snitch. So, as I thought nothing's going to go from here, nothing's going to proceed, they asked me would I do a second one. I said no, I don't want nothing to do with you guys no more. This is nonsense, it's a waste of taxpayers' money. I sat there for 2 hours talking to someone who basically just kept continuously pestering me about my childhood. I didn't want to talk about some of the certain questions that he was asking me because I had quite a tough childhood, and that's as far as it's going. I don't want it to go any further. That very same day was when the Online Safety Act came in, where millions of pounds were pumped into this new elite policing strategy team, where they are going to now, the online safety bill to protect children. That very same day, they took down my personal Facebook account. They disabled it. 15 years old this Facebook account was. Never have I shared anything political, never have I shared anything religious, never have I shared anything that would violate Facebook's guidelines. Yet, they still disabled it. They still took it down and gave me no reason. I tried to appeal it. They denied the appeal literally within 2 minutes. So that's gone. And again, just like my YouTube channel, all my memories, all my photos, all the albums, personal to me, my children's milestones, all the celebrations I've had, the people I've met over the years, across the world, all the people that I've met from different areas of the world, all the contacts that I had, gone, disappeared into thin air, and I can't get it back. If that wasn't frustrated enough, when I made a new one, they did the same thing. But why did they do it? It was because Prevent, who I had blocked on my phone, I blocked that because it's a mobile number they call you from. I blocked that very mobile number, right? They can still text and ring you through that mobile number, even when you block them. It's ironic. It is absolutely unbelievable. And guys, you need to realise how badly this means for us as Brits. This isn't just an attack on me, this is an attack on you. Tommy and all those, that they've gone through this, but they haven't gone through what I have just gone through the past few months. Come on, this way. We're going this way now. No, it's okay. So, they're now, what they're trying to do, they're trying to take out the little people, right? Or trying to target the little people to speak about the big people. They're creating a network to silence and censor independent journalists or those who speak against the government's agenda, the establishment's narrative. And if you go against that, regardless whether it's on YouTube or any social media platform or even in public, and they find out about it, they will do whatever it takes to take you down. You will get a knock on the door by Prevent, and if you do not turn up to their meetings, they will play these little games with you, like disabling your Facebook accounts or TikTok accounts or whatever. Anything that they know that you admire or that you're very active on, they'll take down, they'll disable. And the worst thing is, here's what's funny. Here's what the funniest thing is. Once I created the second and backup Facebook profile, right? I've created it, and I knew I created a backup one just in case, because I knew that eventually that this would happen. Once the YouTube thing had happened, I knew in due course Prevent was going to target me again, or the police would target me again, and they were going to do the same very thing with this Facebook account. So once I did that with my main account, I had this backup account to fall back on. Now, albeit I lost 1,400 friends, loads of photos, loads of videos that, again, really frustrates me and hurts me, because they're of my children, for heaven's sake. They're of my family. They're of holidays and days out fishing and stuff like that with my boy. You know, they're of my grandparents. There's stuff on there from my uncle, cousins, everything. You know, things that you guys as well would hold dear to your heart. It all goes. And I know I'm a clown for not having any backup system for any of this and just using Facebook to store it all. I know I am. But that's simply what it was there for. And I had done nothing wrong. So why remove it? Anyway, the backup one I had was slowly building one. I then set up a protest in Gloucester, opposing the migrant hotel in Barnwood, the Ibis. We're with affiliation with the Great British National Protest and working with the Viking, my Tusi security guard. We set up a protest, which is now getting large. I then set up a group called Patriots of Gloucestershire, which is for those in Gloucestershire who don't want these migrant hotels to be put there. They don't want to see their rural communities flooded with unvetted, undocumented men that have fled from France okay? Not war-torn countries, from France. Let's face it, they're economical migrants, and that's it. Whether you agree with me on this or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact of freedom of opinion and freedom of speech. Now, even if you have completely different views to me, whether it's to do with migration, demographic change, the net zero, whatever, if you have that opinion and it's completely opposite of mine, I fully back you to have those opinions. I fully back you to have those beliefs and your freedom of speech, and it should be protected at all costs, even if it doesn't agree with mine. That's what I'm trying to say is the problem here. Now, they really have done a good job, because the other day they took down, funnily enough, Prevent asked me again, even though again they were blocked, will you attend? And what was the very word? Will you comply? Will you comply with us and attend a second meeting with this guy called Andy? And I said, no, please leave me alone. I have asked you to leave me alone several times now. I have blocked you. Please leave me alone. They still contacted me again. And what happened? My Facebook, the backup one, got taken down, got disabled. After contacting the solicitor's firm about this all, because obviously this has got to a point now of no return, I've had one YouTube channel taken down. I've had my secondary YouTube channel have strikes already, which shouldn't have had strikes, but it still exists at the moment, currently. Right? But I'm also shadow banned. So some of the content that I make doesn't get in the algorithm. It doesn't, deliberately. They've made that so. And they will do that with everyone who speaks on the same level as me, speaks about the same topics as me. All right, if you do not agree with the narrative, they will not put you in the algorithms. They will not favor you. They'll make sure you're bottom of the list and your stuff doesn't get seen. So, but I'm okay with that. That's fine. Do that. That's fine. As long as I've still got that channel, that's okay. Anyway, they took down this, so I told the solicitors, I said, look, the first account hurt me, that's fine. Okay, I said the arrest, I'll let that go, let it slide. The CID interrogation, I'll let that slide, let that go. The fact that I had to sit down there for 2 hours in front of this lefty hope not hate person acting in disguise, who said that he was an ex-far right, whatever, and they rented out a whole council building for it under the expense of the taxpayer. Again, I'll leave it. But the very fact that they're now taking down my second Facebook profile, which I have just started to make a protest for, just started to upload videos and pictures of my family and stuff like that. And again, not sharing anything that breaches or violates their guidelines, not sharing anything that can put my account in jeopardy against Meta itself. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, that solicitor sent one email to Gloucestershire Constabulary, and today I woke up and that Facebook account has been recovered. How strange. How strange. But this is what you need to do, and I need to tell you guys, because if you don't do this, they'll do the same to you. If you get a knock on the door, which you will eventually, because there's been millions pumped into this elite policing force to not protect children against what's on the internet, but to go against you, to censor you who speak against the establishment's agenda. If you get targeted by Prevent, get in contact with a solicitor or a lawyer ASAP, because they will start taking down your channels, they will start attacking your media, they will do everything they can to censor and silence you. And then once they've gone past that, the censorship and the silencing, the next thing is arrest. They'll look for any opportunity to arrest you. They'll go through your past, they'll go through things where they can find an offence or make up one or make it look like one to make sure that you get arrested and that you're in custody banged up. Why do they want you banged up? Because again, you're speaking against the narrative. No. Excuse me. Now, get a lawyer. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, politely ask them to leave you alone. Tell them that you are going to contact a lawyer and solicitor, and tell them that if they ever aim to take down a Facebook account of yours or social media account of yours, that you will sue them, because that's what I'm intending to do now. I am going to sue the police, also the Prevent strategy, for doing what they have done to my social media accounts. They are held responsible. I hold them responsible for doing what they have done, and they shouldn't have done it. It's kind of a method of bullying, but at the same time, it's communism in its purest form. It's communism. Simply because I don't agree with rewarding those who invade our shores and break the law by coming into our country, just because I believe that, they think it's okay to target me, arrest me, take down my social media platforms that I've had for years, take away my memories, take away my children's memories, take away videos that are dear to my heart, take away my contacts, my friends that I have met across the world, take away moments in my life that I will never get back or be able to revisit. This is more than just silencing and censorship. This is personal. And they want it to be personal. They want you to be hurt. And I won't retaliate aggressively, because that's one thing that they want. And they will get people to the verge of that point eventually. But this is only the start of it, and I believe that I am only one. This is just the start. I believe I'm one of quite a few who they have started to do this to, and this will grow. And I know this video will age very, very well. That's if it still exists, if my channel exists, or if any of my Facebook accounts exist. But guys, this cannot go on. Freedom of speech and freedom of expression in this country should be like the First Amendment in America. We should have it as like that. We should have a constitution, I believe. But it's under threat, it's under attack. And even those with opposing views to mine and yours, or yours, whatever views yours are, right? I don't care what they are, or how extreme or radical they may be. You, as an individual, are entitled to those beliefs and opinions, and that freedom of speech. Of course, I don't agree with inciting violence or hatred. Obviously, it goes against the grain of what we believe in as British society. We welcome genuine refugees, those that are fleeing war-torn countries that have come here legally under programs that we have set up as the United Kingdom. But with this Labour government, we're seeing worse than this. And this new police elite police force, they have pumped, like I said, pumped millions of pounds into this. Go look it up, go Google it. Elite policing team. And go and look at how much has been pumped into this. Go and look up the Prevent strategy, what it's for, what it does, who it targets. Okay? Now, for me, I know their next step. Their next step now, because I have fought back and I got a solicitor involved, will be looking for some kind of way or something that they can find on me to arrest me for and potentially remand me or lock me up and sentence me for. I don't care. If I have to be martyred for this cause, so be it. Because I'm one of the majority, the silent majority. Well, I'm not silent, but I am one of the majority that believes that our country is under attack and we need to change it and get it back. We need to get our country back, guys. We need to save our country. Demographic change is a problem. Migration is a problem. Net zero is a hoax. COVID was a hoax. That's my beliefs. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. But don't target me. Don't try and remove my channels just because I believe in that and I say that. If I can get evidence, this is what hurt me the most. let's go back, and I'll take you back to the Southport riots. The mainstream media only shown one side. They called everyone. I know there were some people who, again, I will condemn, that were violent and set fire to that hotel and set fire and were very aggressive and violent towards people in the streets. I condemn all that. But peaceful protesting, the likes of Peter Lynch and the likes of Lucy Connolly shouldn't have been jailed for hurty words that they put on a social media platform. They should not have been jailed. And the worst thing is about Lucy Connolly, yes, she put up something that was very nasty. It was. But it was at a time of when children had just been attacked. It was at a time where the country is already on the brink of civil unrest. It is at the time of where the country has had enough of this two-tier Labour government. It is at a time where we no longer feel safe as citizens, where women don't feel safe, where children are hiding under tables in the areas of Clacton and other areas. It is at a time where we're getting information that our children may be next used as pawns, that may be beheaded in schools. Their threats are on Twitter and they're all over the place. And just because I put a video of those Muslim gangs that were walking around with long machetes and swords, hunting down Brits because of the colour of their race, the colour of their skin, because of who they were in their own country. Just because I put a video of that up, that's why my YouTube channel apparently got taken down. It's a load of bull. It's a load of rubbish. I won't wear it. I don't expect you to neither. Whether you agree with me or not on the subject, again, it doesn't matter. I need you to stand with me on this one and get this video shared. The government shouldn't have any entitlement to be able to do this. They shouldn't have any enforcement to be able to do this. And I need you guys to share, like, subscribe, and get this video about. Help me with this cause. Thank you.